Last time on Star Trek 25th Anniversary.
A raid across the Romulan neutral zone has placed Starfleet Research Station ARC-7 in jeopardy. Proceed immediately to ARC-7 and determine the status of the station. Good luck, Jim.
And now, the continuation.
Greetings, and welcome to Let's Play Star Trek 25th Anniversary. I'm your host, Evil Captain Kirk.
I'm Captain Kirk!
In our last mission, we stopped a terrorist operation by blowing up the hostages. Now, we've been ordered to go to ARC-7. ARC-7 is right here. Engage.
We have arrived at ARC-7. Romulan ship decloaking, Captain.
Message from the Romulan ship, sir.
Treachery. We are aware of Federation plans. Prepare to die.
They're arming weapons, Captain.
Arming weapons.
All right. We will arm the weapons, but we do not need the shields. Because Romulans are weaklings. No. Not sounding like William Shatner, no. My Shatner impression isn't really that good. But that's okay. Because now we're gonna see if I'm see if my chops are still up. Haven't since it's been like a year since my last entry. We'll see if I can still fight effectively here. Okay, there he is. Uh-oh, he's gonna cloak, but you can. I was gonna say you can run, but you can't hide, but it seems like he can hide pretty well. Okay, come on out. There you are. Okay. The Romulan ship's a little tricky without the shields up, because if he hits me with those plasma torpedoes of his, they're gonna hurt. Okay. Yes. Oh, put it in reverse. Oh yeah.
They activated a self-destruct device rather than be captured, Captain.
Resuming course to ARC-7, Captain.
The way I was bombarding him, I don't think he needed that self-destruct device. I'm just saying.
Captain, there is an auto beacon broadcasting from the station.
An auto beacon.
Warning. As per UFP Regulation 342-18856.4.3, Paragraph 3, this base is currently
UFP must have a lot of regulations.
Alert. All personnel are ordered to stay away from this base unless they are part of a biohazard response team.
Okay, well, I guess we can talk to Mr. Spock.
Captain, sensors indicate a breathable atmosphere in the space station. It seems that whatever ARC-7's intentions, it managed to create a biohazard that is deadly to Romulans.
That sounds like something that I might be interested in.
Humans are all in perfect health.
A biohazard would be useful for spreading terror across the galaxy. Okay. Well, we're just gonna go beam on over there, aren't we?
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
Okay, so here we are aboard the station. Now, to really give a sense of the experience of this mission, I'd have to have, Kirk and Spock go and search through the computer for the logs explaining what's going on in the station. And also, it's pretty impossible to know what to do if you don't read those. However, reading those logs raises your score, and I'm trying to go for a terrible score. So we're going to skip that, and I'm just going to go by my memory regarding what to do with the chemical reactions. If you want to see how this level should properly be played, maybe go watch somebody else's Let's Play. There's quite a few of them online, so it's alright. But anyway, this computer here has a wealth of information which we're completely ignoring. Okay. This room over here, this is where the magic happens. This is the, oh dear, there's a... Excuse me, there's an emergency vehicle going by. Alright, so... I'm gonna open up the locker here and give the red shirt something to do. You can be the professional door opener. Okay, so this device here, if I looked at it and used the tricorder and stuff, Spock would explain what it does, but that stuff can raise your score. So I'm just going to pick it up because I already know what it is. This is an anti-grav unit. The design of it's based on the one in that episode with Nomad in it. These things are what they use to pick Nomad up and haul him into the transporter when he's in self-destruct mode at the end. So anyway, we're going to pick up this anti-grav unit.
You take the anti-grav unit. And
that's what we're going to need to haul the canisters around. Now, the this is a chemical synthesis system, and Spock could explain what it is if I asked him to. But we're doing this the shitty way, so I'm just going to explain it. This, as it's set up right here, this is obviously going to make water, because we got hydrogen and oxygen, but we can find more canisters elsewhere. Oh, but you know what, though? I forgot. There's a lot of banter between Spock and Bones in this mission, so I think I'm going to get a little bit of that, because it's funny.
This is an outstanding facility, Captain.
Go bother Spock.
Yeah.
This is the kind of place he likes.
Haha. Go bother somebody else. Did they say anything good in here? Let me remember.
Nice view of the Romulan ship. How comforting.
I always liked Bones.
Nothing unusual here, Captain.
Yeah, he's telling us to go look at the computer, which in a normal playthrough we'd want to do. Okay, so there's a few things we need here. We got to open the freezer and take a sample.
You take the Ouroboros virus culture.
And Spock has caught the virus at this point. And if I had Bones scan the air, he'd detect the pathogen with his medical tricorder. Now, we're actually going to have to complete the part of the mission that involves finding the cure. Because if Spock dies, the game ends. And we don't want to end the game. We want to get a terrible score.
You pick up a large wrench.
Okay, here's another locker with some stuff in it.
The panel opens. You see a gas tank labeled N2 with its feed lines running deeper into the wall.
A nitrogen tank is the missing chemical tank. Now we're going to use the wrench to loosen its...
The tank detaches easily.
I guess this made it easier to replace the tank every so often, eh, Captain?
Okay.
The tank is too heavy to...
And we got to use that anti-grav unit to move it. Here we go.
You attach the anti-grav...
It sure beats hauling it around on our backs, sir.
Yeah, aren't you great? You're gonna die, red shirt. And we got to open this vent. And that won't...
The vent is now open. It leads to the lower deck.
And we need to open...
You need something to pry this open.
Yeah, there's a panel down here that we got to pry open with the wrench. Okay.
The panel is open. You see vast quantities of dust and stripped insulation from wiring repairs made to the console in the past.
Okay, we're going to pick up some insulation.
You grab a handful of insulation.
We're going to do some Breaking Bad stuff with that. Okay, so first things first. Let's cure Spock, just so he doesn't die. So, but before we do that, we're going to do something silly.
You attach the anti-grav unit to the gas tank. It can be moved freely.
So we're going to make some ammonia. Or no, we're not. We're going to make
install
nitrous
the gas
oxide.
tank to the synthesizer's feed lines.
That's right. We're going to make some nitrous oxide.
Gas feed is on.
Here, red shirt, you can push the button. It's going to be the last thing you do in life. So enjoy it.
The machine synthesizes a liter of nitrous oxide.
Be careful with that canister, Captain. I think you would not care to fall under the effects of laughing gas in these straits.
Do you mean to say it's undignified, Spock?
It is, at the least, inappropriate for a starship crew on duty, Doctor.
Inappropriate is our middle name.
You take a 1-liter container of nitrous oxide.
We're going to open that sucker.
A loud hissing fills the room.
You look troubled, Captain.
Oh boy. Now Bones is going to be drunk for the whole rest of the episode. Or he's going to be high, rather.
Gas feed is off.
Okay, now we're going to make some ammonia, which we actually need.
You attach the anti...
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we need nitrogen and hydrogen for that. It's NH4, I
You
think.
install the gas tank to the Gas feed is on.
Okay, red shirt. Button pusher.
The machine synthesizes a liter of ammonia.
I hope you don't want me to swab the deck with that, Captain.
I think we can set this aside and not worry about it.
That's a great bit of misdirection because this is actually critical to completing the mission.
You take a 1-liter container of ammonia.
Okay. Alright, pretty soon Bones should start making smart-ass comments under the influence of the nitrous oxide. Unless I have to click on him with it. Because he doesn't seem to have done anything yet, which is a little bit weird. Well, anyway, let's find the cure to the virus so that Spock doesn't die. We treat the culture with ammonia.
Floating up and I'm floating out.
There we go.
I'm trying to be patient, Captain.
There we go. It worked. It's going to do that for the entire mission. Okay, Bones. Cure the damn virus.
Eureka, this is it, Jim. There's not much, but all I need to do is synthesize some more, and we're in business.
Okay, now KIRK has to move out of the way so we can pick that thing up.
You retrieve the Ouroboros cure sample.
Now we go back in here. And put that in here. Okay, red shirt, push the button.
It's what I was afraid of, Jim. I think Spock is getting worse.
Look, I'm working on it, okay? Okay, you gotta move out of the way so I can click on this thing and pick it up. What?
You take the hypo with Ouroboros toxin cure.
I think we found a bug here. Okay, so there's the cure. Cure Spock.
There, you're now cured.
Thank you, Doctor.
Finally, a human response.
Okay, we no longer have a time limit on this mission now, which means we can screw around. Now, in a perfect world, we'd also use this cure to cure the Romulans who are sick and on the station, but screw those guys. We're not going to do that. What we are going to do is create some Romulan meth or something. Now, it's actually like knockout gas for Romulans, but we're going to pretend we're Walter White here. And let's see if I remember how to do this. The computer tells you the formula for the thing in the main room. You have to combine some chemicals with the insulation. You have... Let's see here.
Floating up and floating out.
I don't believe you'd behave like this if you could avoid it.
You have distilled a quantity of polyberyl carbonate.
Okay. So the polyberyl carbonate... You know, I might have to read the computer. So what I'm going to do to avoid getting a better score is I'm just going to go ahead and save the... Oops. Let's see here. Save the game here.
Save new game.
Okay. Now, Mr. Spock, what is going on? You're messing up my Let's Play game with your bugs. Okay. So let's have Mr. Spock.
Dr. Marcus log. Supplemental. Continued testing of the Ouroboros virus confirms its potential harmful effects on Romulan Vulcan humanoids. As soon as the spill has been cleaned up, we will sterilize both labs and purge the circulation system to make sure no traces of the virus will remain viable. Then all research files must be erased. We must leave no chance that this terrible accident will ever be repeated.
Doctor, you may be interested in the medical data file appended to the log.
Okay, now Bones has to go and read the medical file.
Now that's interesting. There's more here. All of Dr. Marcus' research
Yeah.
data on the Ouroboros virus. Let me see. Virus growth patterns. Pneumococcal mimic affecting Romulan Vulcan genotype. Alveoli involvement in... Boy, Jim, this bug works fast.
Is this really the time to catch up on your reading, Doctor?
Now listen here, you pointy-eared...
Gentlemen, I think we have more pressing problems.
Jim, there is an appended medical database online. Also, it would be useful for me to experiment on how the virus grows in the presence of different gases. I'm sure the station has the necessary equipment.
Unfortunately, I already cured it, so none of that matters. But that appended...
Please select subject file.
Yeah, this appended file here.
Virus TL nitrous ammonia dihydrogen exit.
This is the one.
TDH gas.
I gotta figure out how to make this.
TDH gas. The chemical
Oh,
compound.
it's hydroxide.
Tantalum,
That's the thing.
Lithium, phthalo,
Right.
dihydroxide.
Let's see here.
Colorless, odorless,
Yeah.
non-flammable.
The social
gaseous
problem
at
evolved
1 ATM,
when
and
they
temperatures
cooked
within
it
a
up
human norm.
using Walter
Early
White
anesthetic
methods.
among Vulcans and Romulans.
Okay, so I think it's just
It produces
hydrogen and
laughter.
oxygen mixed with
Feelings
the...
of please select Ouroboros
Okay.
virus. Exit.
Get out of here. Alright, so I think I just mix hydrogen and oxygen with the stuff from that insulation and I get this Romulan knockout gas. So, let's go ahead and do that.
Gas feed is off.
Uh-huh.
You attach the anti-grav... You install the gas...
Okay. Oh wait, that's right. I was gonna reload so that I didn't get the extra points from reading that stuff. Okay.
I don't believe you'd behave like this if you could avoid it.
Okay. So let's do that again.
Gas feed is off. You attach the anti-grav unit to the gas tank. It can be moved freely.
Okay.
You install the gas tank to the synthesizer's feed lines. Gas feed is on.
Okay. Now we take this polybarrel carbonate stuff, get name error. I don't recall getting that bug all the time when I was a kid. Bones is closer, you can push the button.
The machine synthesizes
Yes.
1 liter of TLTDH gas.
An unusual compound, Captain. It can induce laughter and feelings of exhilaration in some, much the way nitrous oxide affects humans.
It doesn't affect Vulcans, of course.
Actually, Doctor, both Romulans and Vulcans suffer its effects.
Why, that's just dandy. Vulcan laughing gas.
Please, Doctor, this is not a laughing matter.
Well, Spock, it's not your lucky day, because guess what's getting released into
You
the
take
atmosphere?
a 1 liter container of TLTDH gas.
Whoosh.
Fascinating, Captain.
A loud hissing fills the room.
There we go. That'll take effect after a little while. We're gonna need more of it though to actually complete the mission, Now I'll just pick up some more of that insulation.
You grab a handful of insulation.
Okay. And now we'll cook up some...
You have distilled a quantity of polyberyl carbonate.
Cook up some stuff. Gonna make some good shit here. The chemistry must be respected. My product is superior.
Jim, is this how you feel on shore leave?
I'm so happy I want to hug the world.
The machine synthesizes 1 liter of TLTDH gas.
An unusual compound.
Yeah, we know this stuff already.
Why, that's just...
Please, Doc.
Okay. You know the funny thing about
take a 1
drugging
liter contain-
Bones and Spock on this mission is it doesn't even adversely affect your score. You could still get a perfect score and do this. I'm still waiting for Bones. At some point he's going to start singing "I'm a Little Teapot, Short and Stout." Okay, so you see this this ladder here. That goes down to the lower decks. Red Shirt, why don't you go find out if the Romulans are guarding that ladder or not? Oh, I guess they are.
Row your boat. Oh, come on, Spock.
I remember my mother trying to tell me jokes when I was a child. Now, I finally understand them.
Those interjections could not have been more inappropriately timed, I have to say. Red Shirt's death scream occurred right in between.
Logic. What happened to my logic?
Right in between two of their drunken outbursts. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if you sit here long enough do the Romulans die of the virus. I know Spock definitely does if you don't cure him fast enough. He eventually succumbs. I do wonder if I sit here long enough and waste
Why do they call you Bones, Doctor?
Yeah. I noticed that my red shirt is still selected as the active object even though he's dead. I wonder if I can still make him comment on stuff. Nope.
Romulan laughing gas. My father would never approve.
Yeah, Spock has trouble dealing with this new development. Well, I wasted my red shirt. I should have sat around first, and then I could use him to test and see if they were still shooting. I think if I walk by it without actually clicking on the ladder, they'll shoot at me and miss. Let's see if that...
Why do they call you Bones, Doctor? No. Well, let's go get some more funny observations from these two guys.
I don't suppose you'd enjoy the psychological release of a few good belly laughs, Spock. We could open the canister right here if you like.
I would strongly recommend against it, Doctor.
We already did it, so it's kind of a moot point at this point. I want to hear Bones go, I am a little teapot, short and stout.
I remember my mother trying to tell me jokes when I was a child. Now, I finally understand them.
Now that I don't understand. Why would being drugged suddenly make you understand humor if you didn't understand the concept? You still need the concept to be there in your brain, right? Apparently all you need is some Vulcan... Vulcan
Romulan
LSD.
Laughing gas. My father would never approve.
Why is Bones not? Maybe he doesn't do it in this room. Maybe Bones only says silly stuff when he's out here. I'm trying to remember how this works. Use Bones on all the equipment.
I certainly see nothing.
All the equipment he doesn't understand.
I certainly see nothing.
How many admirals does it take to wire in a logic transmogrifier?
Okay, well, let's just go. Let's get on with this. I'm sure they'll keep interjecting things as we continue. So here's what you do to take out the Romulans so you can get down that ladder without getting
don't suppose
vaporized.
you'd enjoy
Yeah,
the
I know that. Shut up. Okay.
With a hiss, the Romulan laughing gas billows down the vent. You hear the muffled sounds through the vent of hearty Romulan laughter, followed by the dull thud of bodies hitting the deck.
Fascinating. I am experiencing an urge to laugh.
That laugh sounded more like Klingons, I thought. Okay. So, let's go downstairs. Now, good Captain Kirk at this point would bust out that syringe of cure and cure them. And then also, he'd create some water with the synthesizer machine upstairs with the hydrogen and oxygen and then give them some water because they're dehydrated. But, you know, guess what? We're not going to do...
Romulan laughing gas.
Yeah, I know. We heard that one already. I wonder if we can shoot them.
That's not working, Jim.
It's not working? I think it works
That's
fine.
not working, Jim.
Violence will not solve.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore them. I think that's probably the most unethical thing to do at this point. And then there's the commander. Okay. So the typical way to end the mission is to cure the commander, untie those guys, and make peace between them.
How many admirals does it take to wire in a logic transmogrifier?
And you can get extra points by scanning everything in this room. Like this thing right here contains some great thing they're working on. This is Carol Marcus, by the way. This is...
Jim, it's you! Please untie us!
Yeah, I'll do that when I feel like it.
Hey, would you please untie us?
Okay.
Why do they call you Bones, Doctor?
Well, I'm pretty sure that I have to talk to this guy in order to end the mission, so I guess we'll cure him. Because we have to.
The Romulan Preax stirs weakly, then begins to get up. He has been cured.
He's severely dehydrated, but he'll live.
Oh, he's not getting any water.
Laughing gas. My father would never approve.
Spock certainly has a stronger constitution than these guys. They get completely knocked out and he just gets a little silly.
The Preax remains silent.
Okay, so I gotta untie these guys to end the mission too. Fine.
Fascinating. I am experiencing an urge to laugh.
I guess Kirk can't get it on with Carol here if she's all tied up, so that'll have to be fixed.
Thank God it's you, Jim. I'm so glad you came.
Okay. Now, we could talk to them, but I might get...
I have called off the Romulan attack on this station.
I might get points if I talk to them, so I'm not going to do it.
I believed your virus was some kind of deliberate attack, but your great honor and compassion have convinced me otherwise.
You also conducted yourself in the most honorable fashion. I assure you, the Federation would never undertake such a foul program. Save it for someone who's buying Preax. Leave Federation space immediately or we'll scatter your atoms across the quadrant.
That's clearly the right choice.
Pah! And I thought you a man of honor. You need not worry, Captain Kirk. Your lack of warrior spirit stinks even across the vacuum of space, and I am eager to be free of it.
Goodbye, Carol.
Goodbye, Jim.
Well, gentlemen, let's go home.
Well, we fucked that one up about as well as we could. There's not really that many ways you can screw this one up, but there's a few. Let's see what we got for a score there.
Message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have read your report on the problems at Arc 7 and evaluate your performance at 77%. You and your crew received 2 commendation points. Well done, Captain. Keep up the good work.
I wonder if I'll see Carol again.
Well, if you don't, you can always drown your sorrow in some Romulan ale.
That's illegal, Bones.
Tell that to the Romulans, Jim. I found a whole case they brought on board the Arc 7.
It'll never replace Scotch, Captain.
That it won't, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, he'll see Carol again. He won't like it too well, but he will. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Another fine mess, which we're going to make a mess of that mission for sure.
Priority message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have reports of an undetermined number of Elasi pirate ships in your sector. You are ordered to proceed to the Harlequin star system immediately and investigate. Starfleet out.
Okay, So that's what we'll get to next time on Let's Screw Up, Star Trek 25th Anniversary. Later, guys.
Ouch! I'm a little deep on short and stout. Hey, Spock, old buddy, old friend, you look so funny standing. The hills are alive with the sound
I think we're all feeling just wonderful. I'm floating up and up. Ooka, ooka, ooka! Spock! Old buddy, old friend! The hills are alive with the sounds of...
I think we can call that one a failure, Bones.
I think we're all feeling just wonderful.
It's about time someone got here. Would you please untie us? Does anyone in Starfleet know how to untie a knot? I don't care who does it, but could somebody get around to doing it on this star date?